It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from Two Chefs Brewing Company, and this is a can of their New Zealand IPA. There's a look at the can. 330 millilitres, coming in at 7% ABV. Looks pretty good. The beer was kindly sent to us by Two Chefs Brewing Company. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. So we got a 2-finger whitehead. As you would expect, really, a hazy. I'm tempted to say straw coloured, but at the same time, it's heading its way to amber. Nice levels of carbonation. This beer, of course, being Two Chefs Brewing Company, is from the Netherlands, Dutch craft beer. It's got a lovely head on it. Let's get the aroma on the beer. Yeah, I'm just a massive fan of New Zealand hops, and this is kind of brimming full of New Zealand hops here. It's a... For me, it's an orange peel. A fleshy blood orange. A spiciness, a pepperiness. There's some grapefruit in there. You're picking up a little bit of the sweet malt coming through. And that's going to balance off that bitterness that's going to be in the beer. You can almost smell that grapefruit, that orange peel. Fleshy blood orange is going to give you natural kind of bitterness coming through on the beer from the hops. It's got me salivating. I'm not sure if you can hear it through the microphone, but salivating here. It smells fantastic. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That's clean. Clean. Wow. Oh, it's almost kind of like... It's left me contemplating. It's left me in a bit of a daze, a bit of a daydream. Where the beer's really good, and you just kind of stand there daydreaming with it and enjoying it and tasting it. But although that's very good in your private life, you know, I do a lot of daydreaming in life and sitting in with beers thinking how good this is, it's not very good for YouTube because you want me to speak about this beer and talk about this beer and pull it apart, pick the brains out of it. But the very fact that it's got me daydreaming is already, it's already a really good sign. It's a good sign. It's a sign that the beer's good. First of all, I want to start with the creaminess, the mouthfeel. Now, in the bad 90s, the bad 1980s and in the 1990s, certainly the 1990s, the super cold, ice cold, cream flow, extra cold, that was it, extra cold, the extra cold era of beer brewing. Extra cold and extra smooth. They were the real low points, I think, of beer, certainly in the UK, where best bitters and ales were blasted with nitrogen and CO2 to make them like milk. But that's all very good. I'm pretty sure lots of people liked it. They probably sold lots of it. But there was no flavour with that milkiness, that creaminess that they were trying to produce. They were artificially producing. What we have here 20 to 30 years later is that same creaminess in the beer. Lovely, creamy, rich mouthfeel, but with a ton of flavour. Grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, a nice bitterness on the back end, but the mouthfeel is almost dreamy on this beer. It's almost perfect. And the brewer does not blast nitrogen through the beer or add a ton of CO2. What the brewer does is add oats. Oats! That wonderful thing, if you make oats on the pan in the morning and you empty the pan out and you have your oats, bowl of oats, you're left with that creaminess, that kind of milkiness in the pan. That's that kind of, and it's always hard to clean from the pan. Well, that creaminess, that stickiness from the oats, the naturalness from that stickiness makes its way into the beer. So you're having a really lovely, creamy mouthfeel, but from a natural point of view, not from kind of CO2 and not from nitrogen. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful flavours, little bit of sweetness from the malt, a nice slight biscuity breadiness from the malt. A little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of passion fruit, a little bit of mango, but mainly predominantly in the beer, it's orange peel, fleshy blood orange and grapefruit flavours coming through for me. But it's wonderful. Look at it, you can see that creaminess. You can see it there in the glass. The lacing represents the oats in the beer. Chili Bin, Choice Bro. When you're on Smoko, grab a sweet as Chili Bin tin from the Chili Bin thing and kick back with your mates. This New Zealand IPA is chocker full of new age hops with heaps of stone fruit and grape aromatics. This brew is meant to keep your head cool. Can you handle the jandle? Wow. Wow, you need to look at that yourselves. You need to look at that yourselves and, let me let this focus. Pause the video and read that for yourselves. Interesting, rather interesting. I mean, these guys are from Amsterdam, so I can fully understand the language on the back of that can. Let's rate it. Let's rate it. Two Chefs New England IPA. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.